It's been a massive, massive month of July for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs on the recruiting trail, and they're looking to end it on a high note this weekend as they have some of their top targets and commitments in town for their big annual barbecue weekend. It's the final recruiting weekend before the season starts, and the dead period starts in August. So this video is basically me breaking down which prospects are going to be on campus, which top targets in the 23 class and the 24 class. Multiple 5-stars are going to be in town, so I'm going to break down that list. I can't give you everyone, all the confirmed visitors that we have. You have to go over to DAWGSTRUCTION to check out the bigger list, but I am going to be breaking down the bulk of confirmed visitors that will be in town, so I hope you enjoy it. But first, have to plug DAWGSTRUCTION. There's only a limited amount of copies. We are running out. Get the book that we worked so hard on, breaking down last year's national championship season, and make sure you pick up the 2022 season preview magazine that we have out right now. The season is gonna be here in just a few more weeks, so make sure you pick up that season preview. So back to recruiting. Have to start off with the commitments. I confirmed that 11 current 2023 commitments will be in town. Just a massive, massive weekend. And the first guy that I want to talk about, A.J. Harris, 5-star cornerback. I'm looking at my story right now that I have over on DAWGSTRUCTION. If you're watching this on Saturday, these prospects are already on campus, and there's a massive story on DAWGSTRUCTION breaking it all down, so make sure you go check that out online. A.J. Harris, number 3 cornerback prospect in the country, number 7 prospect in Alabama. State of Alabama is loaded in 2023, and I think Georgia could add a couple more guys ranked higher than A.J. Harris in Alabama in the future. Not near future, but the future. A.J. Harris almost committed to Florida earlier this year. Major pull for Kirby Smart and Fran Brown. He's from the Columbus area, right across the border, so he kind of sees himself as a Georgia kid. He's going to be in town Friday and Saturday. He's Georgia's highest ranked commitment at this time. All 3 linebackers, inside linebackers, are going to be in town. Raylan Wilson, of course, one of the best inside linebacker prospects in the country. Can run, can hit. He's got his best football still ahead of him. Number 2 linebacker prospect in the country, number 12 prospect in Florida. He is a big deal, flipped from Michigan to Georgia this summer, and that could not have made Glenn Schumann any happier. They also pulled in Troy Bowles, who they added a commitment from this summer. He's the number 3 linebacker prospect in the country and the number 14 prospect in Florida. Of course, he is the son of Todd Bowles, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This kid wants to get into the NFL. He is a 3-and-out plan, or has a 3-and-out plan. Look for him to play early in Athens. Maybe not as a freshman, but eventually I think this kid's going to have an excellent career. And of course, C.J. Allen, number 1 linebacker in Georgia, in my opinion. Inside linebacker, at least 220 pounds, can really run, can really hit. He is a leader. He is a guy who loves the University of Georgia, and he's going to have a big, impactful career as well. Number 9 linebacker in the country, number 9 prospect in the state of Georgia. Jamal Jarrett, you know all about him, the massive nose tackle that Georgia's bringing in to hopefully be their Jordan Davis type to anchor the defensive line for the future. He's going to be in town, number 26 defensive line prospect in the country, and the number 5 overall prospect in North Carolina. I think he's better than both of that right now. We'll see if his ranking continues to rise this fall. Massive pickup for a guy who they needed. They needed big, bulky interior defensive linemen, and that's what they got out of Jamal Jarrett, and he will be in town this weekend. Daniel Harris, 4-star cornerback from Miami, a guy that Fran Brown loved early on in the process. Number 16 cornerback prospect, number 36 prospect in Florida. He's long, athletic, can run. You have to check a lot of boxes if you want to be able to play cornerback at the University of Georgia. And Daniel Harris is a guy who the staff is very high on. His brother plays at Texas A&M. He's got the football genes, and he's one who is just going to bring more length and speed to the position. 2 traits that you always need for cornerbacks. He'll be on campus. Gabe Harris out of Valdosta, 6'5", 250, pass rushing specialist, outside linebacker, edge, whatever you want to call him. He's super athletic. Committed to Georgia over Florida State and a few other schools. Number 13 edge prospect in the country, number 10 prospect in Georgia. He's going to be in town this weekend, and he's going to be doing some recruiting for a lot of targets who are going to be in town as well. Raymond Cottrell, 4-star wide receiver from Florida, number 15 wide receiver in the country. number 25 prospect in Florida. He's got size, he's got hands, he's getting better and better. He's had a tremendous offseason from what I've been told by sources close to him down in Florida. Loves the Georgia Bulldogs. He's going to be recruited by others throughout the process. We'll see if he takes any visits this fall, but he is going to be in town this weekend, and I think he's going to have his recruiting hat on as well. He loves the Georgia Bulldogs. He loves Brian McClendon, and right now he is very solid in his commitment. Always good to get him back on campus though. Lawson Lucky, Georgia Legacy, number 12 tight end prospect in the country, number 23 prospect in Florida. Alabama still pushing hard for the Norcross standout, but he is a guy who I saw back in the spring. I'm going to see him week 2 of the football season. Look for him to catch more passes with the new offensive coordinator at Norcross, but he's tough, physical, and knows how to coach the ball and make plays in the passing game as well. Definitely a guy to keep an eye on this fall. He's going to be in town on Saturday. Kelton Smith, one of Georgia's offensive line commitments from Carver High School in Columbus, number 9 guard prospect in the country, number 20 overall prospect in Georgia. He's going to be on campus. And then Georgia's most recent commitment, Yazid Haynes, 3-star wide receiver from Pennsylvania, flipped from Penn State. Low ranking right now, but he's got plenty of speed and one of the more underrated wide receivers in the Northeast, in my opinion. Look for that ranking to increase this fall. Number 83 wide receiver prospect, number 15 prospect in Pennsylvania. And I expect both of those rankings to improve. He's a guy, again, who tore up a camp in front of the staff on June 1st, took an official visit in late June to Georgia, and that's when he knew he wanted to be a Bulldog and jumped on board last week. So those are 11 verbal commitments who will be on campus. Still trying to confirm if there are others who are going to be in town, but that is a solid list. Again, it's going to be a massive recruiting weekend, and these guys are going to have their recruiting hat on. Now, there are plenty of targets, too, guys who are uncommitted that Georgia would love to add. One of them being Monroe Freeling. If you've been on DAWGSTRUCTION, if you've been watching these videos, you knew this weeks ago. He's the number 8 offensive tackle prospect in the country, number 1 prospect in South Carolina, long, athletic tackle, and I expect him to take an official visit to Georgia this fall. So still some time to go here, but would be great if the Dogs took the lead heading into August. That's going to be their plan. I think they have a real shot at him, and I think this offensive line class could really turn into something pretty special. I say special, one of the best in the SEC if they can get Monroe Freeling on board. Tyler Williams, y'all know all about him right now. Y'all know how I feel about him. I've said that Georgia has quietly took the lead for him behind the scenes ever since his official visit to Georgia in June. Number 18 wide receiver prospect, number 30 prospect in Florida, 6'3", 180 pounds, who can move, he can create separation. Basketball star, so you know he can get up and catch the football at its highest point and then make a play with the ball in his hands. I think Georgia leads Texas A&M here and South Carolina, and he's got a commitment coming September 27th, I believe. If he were to commit today, I would pick Georgia, and I still think they're in an excellent position for him when the time comes. Now, there's another 2023 out-of-state target that I think Georgia is really pushing for that is going to be in town. To get his name and to read more about him, got to go on DAWGPost. I can't give all the scoop here on YouTube, but if you head over to DAWGPost, you can get everything that you need. All your questions will be asked over there in the story that I'm looking at right now. So for that 2023 target, got to go to DAWGPost to hear about it. And then, of course, there are plenty of guys in the 2024 class who will be in town as well. I'm not going to go over the entire list. If you want to read it, go over to DAWGPost. But I did want to mention a few guys, including 5-star KJ Bolden out of Buford High School, electric, speedy playmaker. They're looking at him as a safety. If he were on my team, I'd try to put him at receiver because he is electric with the ball in his hands, one of the best two-way players in the state of Georgia. 5-star guy, number 2 prospect in the state, in my opinion, for that 24 class. It's a loaded group in Georgia for 2024. He is one of the best, not only in Georgia, but across the country. And I think Georgia sits in a very, very good position for him. He's going to be on campus in town this weekend. Big target. And of course, Jaden Davis, 5-star quarterback from North Carolina, has some Georgia ties. Lived in Georgia as a kid, still has family here. He's had a Bulldog offer for a while now. We went to go watch him play the night before Georgia played Clemson in Charlotte. Looked okay, didn't really scream 5-star at us when we watched him, but he's a dual threat kid with a big arm who's only getting better. He's going to get a little bigger too. But there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the 24 class. They need to get one of the best. And right now, I would say Jaden Davis is the guy who's probably leaning towards Georgia more than maybe Julian Sayin or DJ Lagway, two other guys who have been on campus before and have Georgia towards the top of their list, in my opinion. So 5-star quarterback Jaden Davis, 5-star athlete, safety, wide receiver KJ Bolden, two top 24 targets who are going to be on campus. And I've got a big list of other 2024 targets on DAWGSTRUCTION. I'm looking at it right now, so make sure you go check that out. So massive recruiting weekend, the last big one before the season starts. And I think Georgia has the chance to take the momentum with a lot of their targets on campus this weekend. Before I go, have to plug in the TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok. We're going to be doing a lot of cool things over there. And Instagram, love our Instagram following. We put a lot of cool stuff on Instagram as well. So we love our YouTube audience. If you have TikTok, if you have Instagram, go follow us on DAWGPost over there. Guys, thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I'll see you over on DAWGPost.